Hello and welcome to the Idiot Book Nook. My name is Blazewing. My pronouns are they, them.
I'm Lady Punnet. My pronouns are primarily she, her, sometimes they, them. Today is a she, her day.
And I'm Kurishai. My pronouns are also she, her, sometimes they, them. Today's a her day.
And we're talking about Chapter 9 of the Vampire Jack Townson's Fame Has Its Price. But before we get into that, if you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at lanktr.ee/idiotbooknook, where you'll be able to find links to our podcast, to our YouTube, to our Twitch. You'll be able to come join us on Wednesdays when we do our live recordings for our not-so-studio audience, and find all of our individual projects live. Find all of our individual projects on the net and follow us there. Okay. Well, Chapter 9, once again, short scene.
Alexander's a dick.
What were you saying, Critter?
I mean, again, it was short, but we did get a fair amount of, we did get a few answers and things like that.
Yeah. Majestically Me says, imagine being thrown into a thruple face first without any kind of discussion.
Yeah.
I know!
That's
Who does that?
It very much feels like this was very much like an impulse, not part of the plan. And now, everybody is paying the price.
I mean, to be fair, it is a Toreador.
Yeah, quite obviously. So Toreador.
Isn't that like a clan trait or something like that?
Listen here, you. Listen.
I'm not hearing a no.
Fuck. Yeah, no. It's very much like it. Yeah, I don't think this was the original plan. I think, and yeah, everybody is sort of paying the price now. I don't know if that's fairly standard though for
Alexander?
well, yeah, if this is within his normal behavior or not. So there is that. And also, I don't know if it's common in this vampire world for sires and the ones they make to stay together for that long, and for there to be so few. Because it's the only one, apparently, and they've been sharing the same space, working together for 100 years. That's significant.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So, yeah, and
oh no, as our audience says, oh no, my impulsive, lustful actions have consequences. Or, in TikTok terms, here comes a consequence,
Yeah,
consequence, here comes a
absolutely.
consequence. It's chasing me right now.
He quite literally fucked around and found out. And like I said, unfortunately, everyone's paying the price because Jack got the shit beat out of him.
Yep.
And got thrown into a situation he is not ready for. And Aiden, who obviously has some massive daddy issues.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Because the way he melted at that good boy, that said things. That said a lot of things. So, yeah, it is a shit show at the moment. Very much a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, how do you improve on this? When already...
You don't.
Hello, evil hacker.
Hi, hacker.
How do you improve on this? They're supposed to improve?
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't be just a whole let's womp Jack for the whole book. That's not how I am very much a person. I like my fiction, my fantasy, whatever, even my sci-fi. I read those things. I consume that media because fuck real life. So can we stop injecting the bullshit of real life into our fiction? Fiction is supposed to be the escapism. It's supposed to make me want to keep going.
But if there's not some sort of semblance of realism, is it really pulling you in?
There's realism, and then there's making a character suffer for an entire book for no legitimate reason other than to make them suffer.
I mean, isn't that just like every self-insert fanfic ever?
That's why I don't read those.
Isn't that just every
Not all
fanfic ever?
self-insert. That's
No.
not all fanfic, Jake.
It is not. Not all fanfics.
There's a reason there's the hurt comfort tag.
Or the fix-its. No?
The fix-it fix.
Anyway, now that
Listen,
we've told on ourselves...
we're not talking about Bob the Builder fanfiction, okay? Or Wreck-It Ralph.
Still, I'm hopeful that despite the shittiness of this situation, whether it's he runs away to the lady who has the store shop, or
I hope he runs away to the lady with the store shop. The lady with the store shop feel like she'd treat him better.
Not gonna lie, I don't feel like the lady with the store is gonna do it any better.
A good point. Yeah, it just like, and that's the thing that I'm fearing is like, how much of this is standard vampire behavior in this world, or is he really just extra?
Majestically Me says some of you need to delete your internet history. So, Majestically Me, not gonna lie, it's written into my will that the first thing they need to do is delete my browser history when I die.
It's called incognito mode. Jeez.
So, funny story, Google actually got tagged for tracking shit through incognito mode.
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, no, it definitely, like, and the whole, like, all right, you two just beat the crap out of each other, but you gotta get along. It's just like, that's not gonna happen. That is a guaranteed lifetime of hatred. Unless something dramatic changes. I don't know if, you know, like, some guys are like that. They're like, I'm gonna hate you forever, and then like 2 weeks later you're bros. So I don't know. Maybe they'll rally together against Alexander, who makes bad decisions.
I hope so. But my God, Alexander is such a dick. Like, you never mentioned you had like another romantic partner. I'm pretty sure Jack would not want to be the third wheel to this trouble.
Really? We don't know that.
Also, we don't know that, but we do know the other guy is definitely not okay with it.
Oh yeah. This is like a situationship and then some. I forgive, but I don't forget. Yeah, there's definitely that. Like, I feel like that would definitely, that's definitely a prudent way for Jack to probably approach the situation right now, because he knows so little of what's ahead of him.
Not gonna lie.
I mean, at least Jack attempted to apologize.
Not gonna lie, this has the beginnings of a really bad harem fanfic, just saying.
Oh yeah, so much drama. So much drama. This is like the triangle bullshit that I fucking hate. I gotta say, if they drag on something like that, that could genuinely make me dislike this book. I don't want that to happen. But if it starts to turn into some fucky triangle prepubescent bullshit, no. No, I say nay.
Lady Punnett, where's your mind at the moment?
My mind is at no one is winning in this situation. Poor Claude got beat up for trying to defend friggin' Jack, and they don't seem to care about him. And friggin' Alexander didn't tell his supposed other partner, hey, by the way, how do you feel about adding a third? That was never okayed. And Jack was never told, hey, by the way, I have another partner who isn't aware of you yet.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the impression that Lamont's not exactly all that great with the communication.
See, so I was just thinking about that, and it does remind me of something. So we don't know how old Lamont is. Now he seems to be this big creative guy who does things, okay. But like part of me is like, will it really have been that hard to like give the guy a call, be like, "Hey, I'm I'm interviewing somebody today," and then send a little text later like, this is going really well. Something, anything.
Like,
Apparently,
oh my god, you'll love this guy.
Yeah.
He is so creative. He reminds me so much of you.
yeah, anything like that. But no, he did not do that. So is it because he's one of those vampires where he's like, I don't do phones? Because he's so old that he's like, there's no point in sending a letter because by the time they get to you, it's already happened. Like, is he of that frame of mind still? Because that can be an issue, right? The vampire who never charges their phone because they're so fucking old, it's not second nature to them.
Or it could be I am more powerful than both of you, and what your opinions are doesn't matter.
Exactly. Like, is that, like, what is it exactly that made him just be like, whatever, he's cute?
Majestically Me says, poor Claude got wrecked and no one gives a shit. Yeah, poor Claude, the real MVP of the story, just saying.
Yes, that guy needs a raise. Absolutely.
Jack should run away with Claude.
Steps in to help.
Jack should run away with Claude.
Steps in to help, the fledgling and ends up getting his ass handed to him.
I mean, yeah, Majestically Me, it could just be that he's a jackass. And that does seem to be where this is going,
Yep.
is that there's no really logical, anything. He's just an ass.
Yup.
Self-centered Theodore? What the fuck? Never heard of that. I know I said Toreador. I meant Toreador. I'm tired.
I mean, I can think of some Toreadors that don't get along with certain humans and tell them not so nicely to shut up when there are nicer ways to do it.
Okay, first of all, sometimes humans do need to shut up, especially when they're in a nest full of Nosferatu!
Isabella regrets nothing.
Isabella learned nothing.
No, and you don't, and then what happened?
That reminds me. You don't know the major plot twist coming up.
I know some of it, but not all of it.
Oh, this ought to be fun.
It's gonna be great. Isabella got an upgrade.
No spoilers.
Not saying nothing. Bro, you know she just got a bat. A bat is an upgrade.
Sure.
She likes baseball.
I mean, to be fair, she did get to keep that knife.
She did get to keep that knife. She's very happy with the knife.
Anyways.
Yeah,
back to our book.
Anyway.
But yeah, no. He is not proving to be a good person at all. We knew this going in.
Yeah.
That he wasn't going to be a good person.
Or at the very least that he was going to be shady.
It would have been fine. It would have been fine if they both got in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, I am kind of... It is kind of like... I don't know if he was doing it just, like, to sort of...
To appease Aiden?
Yeah, like as a sort of like, sorry I didn't tell you about this, so I'm not going to shit on you right now. That could be it. But... Or no, it's maybe part of the pecking order because Aiden was the first whatever. That means, like, he gets preferential treatment.
Could be.
But yeah, no, if they both got in trouble, like, I told you to stay in the room until I got back, and you know better than to mess up the room.
Yeah.
And you broke Claude. You broke Claude, now I gotta get him fixed. If everyone got in trouble, I would have had a bit more sympathy.
I mean, it could still happen. It could just be that he chooses to not do it in front of Jack, because that would probably make Aiden hate Jack even more if he got reprimanded in front of him on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Aiden already hates Jack.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, maybe, at least maybe Alexander is smart enough to not add more fuel to this already raging inferno.
I'm picking up...
I doubt it.
I'm picking up on some... What was that idea that was floating around the inside of my head? 50 Shades of Grey inspiration.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope not.
yeah, definitely. Like, if you say a safe word, we stop, but he doesn't actually stop after the safe word is said.
Tell me that doesn't say Alexander. That doesn't have Alexander Lamont written all over it. All over it from what we've seen thus far.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Like I said, he could just be a jackass. He's just a bad sire and a bad dog.
Yep.
In fairness, how often do we actually see good sires? It's like a 1 in 100 type thing. From what I've heard.
There's a reason the shitty sire trope exists, and it is way too overused. And the person who is basically who is turned is determined to, do a hell of a lot better to anyone they decide to sire later on.
Yeah, as long as there's like improvement down the line and not just like repetition of the same mistakes.
Breaking the cycle, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Then
all I want is like wholesome sire fledgling content. Like, here, I'll show you the ropes. Or here, let's go hunting. I'm gonna show you how to hunt.
If you want like wholesome vampire content, go look at Rosario plus Vampire.
Yeah.
I've read that. That is a good one.
No, the anime.
Yeah, the anime is actually
the anime?
Yeah, it's not bad.
They made an anime out of it.
I remember the anime. The anime was also good.
Breaking generational curses, or in this case, breaking curses that last an entire generation-ish, because, those generations tend to last forever.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like... Yeah, it can't... Yeah, I don't see... how this... I don't know.
I want him to get staked.
Yeah, he's definitely crossed some lines already. So, I mean, there's some things that you can't walk back from, right?
You're not wrong.
So, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah.
Do you think if Alexander had done the smart thing and waited and introduced Jack to Aiden before turning him, and it was like a slower thing, he'd be okay with it? Or is it still no, I'm not cool with this, I don't want another person, we're fine just the two of us?
I mean,
do you think that would have been better, or do you think he still would have been like, no?
To be fair, I don't think Alexander Lamont thinks.
Yeah.
He thinks with a head, but it's just not the one on his shoulders.
Nope.
Go ahead.
I don't think any kind of waiting probably would have... By what we've seen, Aiden seems to be very possessive.
You don't say.
You don't say.
Blister Beans says, try not to look at this with a lens of what I know from the web series.
I don't know anything from the web series because I didn't read it. Or the TikTok.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a web series through TikTok.
I know nothing. I just know I don't like this man, and I want to stake him or punch him in the face. Because he's being a bad sire, he's being a bad partner, not just to Jack, but to Aiden, and he's being a bad boss to Claude. Where's my justice for Claude? I want justice for him.
Hashtag justice for Claude.
Hashtag justice for Claude.
Absolutely. We want to know more about Claude, damn it.
I want to know more about Claude, because maybe Claude is a better partner for Jack than Alexander, and the two of them can run off, not into the sunset because they'll die, but maybe they can run off into the moonlight and just have a better life away from Alexander.
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan.
It's a good plan. It's a good fanfic idea. We gotta learn more about Claude, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to learn more about Claude. That's the problem.
Okay, here's a question. Is Claude also one of Alexander's fledglings?
I don't think so. I think he just works for him.
Congratulations, Lady Punit. Blisterbean says that's a ship I've genuinely never heard of in this fandom before. Is apparently Jack and Claude.
Why not? Claude went out of his way to defend to defend Jack from friggin' Aiden, even though he didn't have to.
Was even pretty convinced he was gonna die in the attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he still went out of his way. That's knight in shining armor behavior if I've ever heard it, in a very rough exterior, which, not gonna lie, that is kind of my type, so I might be slightly biased, but that is besides the point of everything. Just shut up. I know. We're getting a look at my internet history and seeing what tropes I like. This is not new information.
Yeah, but the problem is your tropes are all, like, fluffy and adorable.
Yeah. I like my fluffy, adorable tropes. Like bad boy with a heart of gold. Or enemies to rivals to friends to lovers.
Just saying, during VTM, it's extremely easy to play you like a fiddle.
I know. That's why I have to play as Isabella and not as Paulina.
Really? I believe a certain bad boy determined that was a lie.
Shut up. We are not bringing bad boys into this right now, because we can't give spoilers to Critter. Even if she did fall for him very quickly. Not fall for.
Sure.
She's smitten with him because of an action he did.
Whatever you say that helps you sleep good at night.
Sure.
I know you could play me like a fiddle. This is a very easy thing to do if you know the tropes I like. And I'm very open about the tropes I like, which is why I like the idea of Claude and Jack. Especially if Claude actually managed to, like, stab friggin' Alexander because he's being a bad partner. And I'm realizing now this is all gonna bite me in the ass in VTM now, because I know Blaze has their I'm scheming something expression. For those of you that can't see it in our friggin' audio vlogs, but they have the I'm scheming something, I have something planned in my head now that's gonna cause heartache or a lot of squealing. Possibly both.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is great.
I help you plan and plot things. I know your looks. Before I lost my storyteller assistant seat because I decided to become a player. At least for VTM, I'm still co-author of the D&D world.
Yep.
I just spilled some pop.
Oh no, we gotta spill it. But back to the thing. Yes. So, Alexander's a douche. Claude is... By the way, what do you guys think the cadavers are? Do you think it's like the hospital for vampires?
The cadavers? I think it's a cleaning crew.
I hope he's
Could
not
be a
dead.
multi-service type thing.
Could be.
Do we know? I hope he's not dead. I don't want him dead.
No,
Well,
he said he'd be like back up on his feet that night.
Yeah, he did say he'd be back up on his feet that night. So I'm actually kind of more leaning into Critter's idea of it's a multi-service thing where, they're meant to clean up messes. No matter what that mess is, they're kind of a jack of all trades in that area, maybe.
Oh, so like the people from John Wick.
Bliss says permission to small spoil because I know the answer. If it's not major plot, I personally don't have an issue with it. I don't know about you two.
I don't mind so long as it's not like major plot, like it turns out Alexander is actually the king of the vampires. But if it's oh yeah, don't worry, this side character's fine, I don't mind that.
Dr. Cadaver is a character. He's a vampire doctor. Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Cadaver's a person. I thought it was an organization.
Yeah, or like a place or something.
That was probably worded that way on purpose.
Yeah.
Could you picture, like, your name being Dr. Cadaver in your real life? Of course you
I
can.
love it.
So. What else do we got?
Pop everywhere. Ah!
What else
That's
do
all
we
I
got?
Well, let's see. We don't know if they're going to teach him how to friggin' heal his broken nose. Also, we don't know what friggin' Aiden does for work, because Claude had said, like, look, I can't beat you, but I can make it so you can't work weak.
I want to
So
say
I'm guessing he's a model?
either that or he strikes me as maybe pretty boy hired muscle.
You mean like a bodyguard?
Yeah.
Or like a...
He also very much gives off guard dog energy, just saying.
That's also a good trope. Scary dog privilege.
Yep.
That's a good trope. But yeah, it looks... I get that feeling too, and it makes me wonder if Alexander's the one that hired him or not to do that kind of stuff, because it sounds like Aiden is also employed by Mr. Alexander Lamont, the douchebag that no one likes.
Sure, we'll go with
Why
that.
are we giggling? Why are we giggling?
We'll go with that. No reason. Don't worry about it. It's not important.
Was it the... It feels important. It feels important when you have your little evil villain laugh.
It's not important. Don't worry about it.
Are we pretty much done?
I think so. I don't think there's anything else. We kind of cover everything. Alexander's a douchebag. No one is good at communication in this household. Claude is MVP, and hopefully we'll come back to be A-okay by the next chapter. Aiden managed to really hit Claude in the he hit an insecurity, and I can't tell if Aiden hit that insecurity on purpose or if he didn't realize that Jack has this thing about wanting to feel included and feeling like he belongs.
Yeah.
Or not.
Fluke Job says...
I think though that I think that's a common thing though, like, because it's in our human nature to want to feel like we belong.
Fluke Job says giggles equals critters a mess. And you are just like, they're just ripping on you today.
Look,
Depends on the kind of giggle.
Yeah, well, I spilled pop all over my desk.
So, on that note,
But it's good now.
I think this is a good place actually to wrap up this episode. So, we want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Idiot Book Nook. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at lanktr.ee/idiotbooknook, where you'll be able to find links to our podcast, to our YouTube, to our Twitch, and all of our individual socials, and see what we're kind of up to in our personal projects on the net. For this episode, I'm Blazewing.
I'm Lady Punnet.
And I'm Critter Shy.
And we'll see you guys next episode. Thanks for joining.